Hello everybody, it's Cobalt here, and welcome back to another video. It should be no surprise that I'm an LPS customizer. I mean, my mascot is literally an LPS custom, and I have paint on my finger. But in today's video, I am going to be doing this brand new tag that was created by LPS Briley, which is the LPS Customizers tag. The only tag I've done before on this channel is the LPS Tubers tag, and this is a similar tag, but it's specifically about LPS customizers and LPS customs. I also want to give a huge shout out to Briley for making this tag because it just seems like a fun video idea, and at the same time, I really love watching her content. She just has a really nice voice, and she always sounds like she's having a lot of fun making her videos. So you guys should definitely go and give her a follow. I'll put links to her YouTube and Instagram in the description down below. But without further ado, let's get right on into the question. This tag has 13 questions, and we're going to be starting off with question number 1, obviously, and that question is how/when did you start customizing? So I started customizing around 2017 because at the time I was very inspired by the one and only Pia's Little Customs, like most of us were, and I just love watching her videos. And at that time I was also really obsessed with the Five Nights at Freddy's games, and when I saw all the Five Nights at Freddy's customs that she was making, I really wanted to make my own. So the very first customs that I made were all FNAF customs. Here are a picture of a few of them. These guys really kicked off my customizing career, especially the Springtrap custom. He was kind of the first good custom that I ever made. He wasn't my very first custom, but he was the first that I made in 2017, and I have been customizing ever since. Before that time, I made a couple other customs, but those were just LPS colored with Sharpies because I didn't have any paint. The second question is, can you show us your first or oldest custom? Okay, before you guys see the photos of all of the old customs that I've made, I just want you to know that I had to travel to the depths of hell to get these images. These are pictures that I've never shown before because they're from some very old private videos, so the quality is absolute shit. So I do not have either my first or my oldest customs anymore, but here are some pictures of them. My very first custom, at least that I can remember, was the sticker-eyed collie that I just colored completely black with a Sharpie, and it was one of those, you know, edgy demon customs that everybody had back then. And then after a while, I ended up painting some eyes on it with nail polish and Sharpies. I basically just, you know, put down the white part with nail polish and then covered it with more Sharpie, and it had one blue eye and one green eye, but I do not believe that I have any pictures of when the custom looked like that. And then I changed it to look like this, and I changed it a tiny bit more, and now that custom looks like this. This is a very old OC of mine that I don't really use anymore, but I still want to keep him, you know, because of nostalgia. But his name is Riley, and he actually was going to be my second mascot for this channel, and this is not the original custom, but this was my remake of him, and this was my first time ever using Kneadatite clay. But I think this is a pretty good custom for being how old he is. Question number 3 is, what supplies do you use to customize? So obviously I just use classic paint brushes and then acrylic paint. The main acrylic paint brands that I use are the Target brand of craft paint, and then also Liquitex, which is kind of what I have been transitioning to. I still like my, you know, go-to Target brand stuff the best, but Liquitex paint is also really good, and it's very cheap for how much you get. And I've also talked more in depth about these in my customizing tutorials. If you guys haven't seen those yet, you can go click up here to go and watch them. Question number 4 is, what is your favorite base to use? My favorite base, just in general, is collies. You know, obviously this guy that I showed before, he's a collie. I have so many collie customs, not just for myself, but also from other customizers. Half the customs that I have from other customizers are all collies. I just have a lot of fun making them, especially when it comes to sculpting hair. They just have a really nice head shape. Question number 5 is, do you have any identifying or recognizable traits or features or styles to your customs? I like to think that I do. Well, definitely a lot of people have told me that my customs are super smooth looking, so I would say that is a recognizable trait. I think my style of eyes is also fairly recognizable. I have quite a few different eye styles. Obviously with this custom of my mascot, it's just the regular LPS style eyes, but then I have a more like specific small cartoony eye style that I like to do mostly on personal customs, and then I have my classic go-to style. So I don't know, I think that that's probably my recognizable trait, and also the fact that I really like to make customs for different movies and TV shows that I'm into. I don't see a lot of other people doing the same characters that I like to create. Question number 6 is, how long does it typically take you to make a custom? Honestly, anywhere from like a day to a month. Generally speaking though, a custom will take me about a week. Question number 7 is, do you sell or promote your customs anywhere else besides YouTube? So obviously I use YouTube as my primary source to promote my customs because I have all my videos sort of reviewing all my customs up for adoption every time I list them up on eBay. But then I also use my Instagram. Over on my Instagram, I post artwork from time to time, but for the majority of my my posts. It is all pictures of my LPS customs, little turnaround pictures, so each post has a picture of the front and the back and both sides of all my customs. I'm still working on posting a bunch, but that is my primary way. And then obviously with Instagram stories, I can be like, hey, these customs are for sale, click on the link. And when it comes to actually selling them, I sell them on eBay and Etsy, even though Etsy is more geared toward commissions and eBay is more geared toward pre-made LPS. Question number 8 is, do you own any customs from other artists? Yes, I own so many. You can see on the screen all the ones that I own and all the collies that I have. I really love getting customs from other artists. Most of these have actually been gifted or traded to me, which is really, really awesome. That's kind of like a dream come true of mine ever since I started. I've always wanted to own customs from all these people. It's insane. But yeah, these guys make me so happy. I keep them on my desk in front of me while I work, and it's super inspiring. And in the future, I would really love to do a video showing all of these guys individually and promoting all of these artists. Question number 9 is, what is something you would like to improve on? I still want to get better at sculpting. Sculpting is one of my favorite things. I love doing it. I think it's super fun, and I think I finally figured out how to use epoxy sculpt when I just created my Vecna custom. But at the same time, I still feel like I have room to improve, especially when it comes to just big features. Like if I were to completely resculpt the muzzle, you know, that's always hard to get the right shape and to make it look nice from every angle. Question number 10 is, what is your favorite and or most complex custom? My favorite custom is my custom of my OC Kenny. Here he is. I just absolutely love the way that his face looks and the way that I sculpted his hair. His hair is perfect. Honestly, everything about this custom is just perfect, and I captured him perfectly. And he's also just one of my favorite characters in general. And I just think this custom is so nice to look at, and he's low-key kind of sexy. As for most complex custom, it would probably be my custom of Luca and Alberto from the Pixar movie Luca. These are also some of my favorite customs. I like Luca a little bit more because I think Alberto's face just looks a little weird, but I still love these guys, and they were so much fun to paint. I mean, their whole bodies have like gradients all over them and all these little details, and it was a challenge, but it was very, very fun, and everything about these guys turned out perfectly for me. Question number 11 is, who are some customizers that are your favorite or your biggest inspiration? At the beginning of the video, of course, I mentioned the one and only Pia's Little Customs. I think she is a huge inspiration for literally everybody in this community, whether you are a customizer or not. But another customizer who has always inspired me is my really good friend, Mystic Sparrow Art. I own 2 customs from her, and I just love seeing her work and scrolling down and seeing her old stuff. She makes so many complex sculpts and interesting, like, cool woodland creatures, and she's really talented, and I just love her stuff, and I'm so grateful that I'm actually friends with her and that I own customs from her and that we've done trades. It's awesome. And obviously, you know, just everybody in the customizing community inspires me. I love finding new customizers, no matter what skill level they are, because I just love seeing other people's LPS customs and seeing what they create from their brains. It's so cool. Question number 12 is, do you have any tips for new customizers? I'm just going to be keeping this one short and sweet and telling you to go watch my tutorial videos. I have 3 customizing tutorial videos so far. If you want to know anything that is not explained in those videos, please let me know and I will answer them in the comments and possibly make another video in the future. But the first one of those videos is basically just a beginner's guide tutorial to everything. And the final question is not exactly a question, but is, who do you think should do this tag next? I would love to see my friend Mr. Crazy Ray do this tag because he is a customizer, and possibly Hello Studios. I think that she would have fun doing this tag as well. And of course, just anybody who wants to do this tag. And when you do the tag, don't forget to credit Briley for coming up with this awesome idea. And it was very, very fun, and I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. So thank you so much, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!